What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a fairly short little video. Get some questions about filming setups, camera setups, what it takes to film content and stuff like that. So today I'm actually going to be filming a video of how to sight in my new dialed proof sight. So I'm going to show you kind of real quick kind of my setup for my cameras and kind of what I'm doing to get the content for that video. So we'll take you guys outside here, gonna shoot some arrows and shoot some videos. All right, so just to preface, obviously you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. That's the beauty of creating content, is use your own creativity, use your own visions, and kind of what you want to share and show. So just doing this from my phone right now. I got a magback magnetic case that I use quite frequently, especially in the gym videos and stuff like that, but it's just magneted on my truck right now. And yeah, so first I got both my tripod setups are Tricer tripods. They're very lightweight, they work really well. You could use code Peakedout to save some money at checkout, but this is a Tricer AD, very lightweight with the LP head. And then this is a Sony A7 III, so it has a tilt back on it. It doesn't have a fully articulating screen and stuff. I think this is a great starter camera. It shoots 120 frames per second, but only in 1080p, which isn't a huge deal on like Instagram and stuff like that. It'll shoot 24 frames per second in 4K. It has really good low light features, and I used this for quite a while before I upgraded to my other camera that I'll show you here. But I like to get, when I'm making these YouTube videos, I like to get two angles. Just adds a different perspective, and it will just add some pizzazz to the video. So this is my main camera. So I got an A7S III right here. Also great low light. I have multiple lenses that I'll be switching around. I have a Sony 200 to 600 that I'll throw on here for some longer shots to film aero flight and stuff like that. This will shoot 120 frames per second 4K, which means you have a lot more freedom when you're playing with the speed of the video. So if I want a slow motion shot, I'll throw this in 4K 120 frames per second. I'm gonna be able to slow it down, and it looks pretty cool. This tripod is the Tricer JC. It's a little bit heavier. There's a lot more features to this tripod. It is very solid. It comes with steel poles in it, so you can weigh it down if it's super windy. I have them out right now, but a nice twist, lock, really smooth on the legs itself. It goes really tall, so you can stand in glass. And it'll go even taller. The cool thing about this tripod is it has a pan feature, micro pan, so you can spin this and it will pan back and forth nice and slow when you're glassing and stuff like that. It also has still learning it. There it is. So you pop that loose, and then you can even you can raise it up like this, or you can raise it here with this knob and tighten it down. So fine adjustments, works really well. I run the Rode wireless go-to mics. Lost one here in Utah on the front, got pulled off by smoke brush, so I only have one now. And yeah, that kind of sucks. So yeah, A7S III, it's got the small rig on it with a handle. And what else? What else you guys want to know? We got, so this head on this is the DZ head. Really smooth head. Talked about it before. Super smooth. I really like this head. I recommend always, if you're gonna buy a lens, buy an ND filter with it. I keep them on 90% of the time unless it's really low light, and then I pop it off. It protects the lens, but also instead of bumping up like your shutter speed or bumping up your f-stop, it allows you to get your lighting right while keeping those settings in the ideal spot. So it gives you a little creamier look, a little better quality. So that's what I run on this. When I'm doing like my selfie vlog stuff, I got a 16 to 28 Sigma on this. I have just a fairly cheap Sony 50 millimeter on the A7 III currently. But what I film with probably 99% of the time when I'm not in close proximity to my camera. So if I'm able to get it a few feet away from me, this lens right here is an absolute workhorse. It is the Tamron 35 to 150 f2 to 2.8. It's crystal clear. Autofocus is really fast, especially for being a non-native lens, which a native lens is obviously, if it's a Sony like G Master or something like that, it's a native lens. Got the ND filter on it. This lens right here is an incredible lens. It's yeah, my favorite lens by far. So I'll probably be throwing that on the A7 III and be doing the talking points with that. I'll probably throw the 200 to 600 on the A7S III for some slow-mo shots. But like I said, this video that I'm about to be making is going to be for sighting in my new dialed proof sight. So a lot of the times, capturing multiple angles of stuff, so it does take a decent amount of time. So I will forewarn you that if you don't enjoy making videos that are appeasing to the eyes and stuff, it's gonna be pretty hard to do so. So it's gonna take some time, but like I'm gonna start off with this shot. First shot's gonna be, I'm just gonna film pretty much me dropping the tailgate, taking the target out, and then another shot I'll move the camera, face it to where my target's gonna be, and I'm gonna walk out and set the target out. Another point I want to make, filming vertical versus horizontal. So today, also to save a little bit of time, I'm going to be filming in horizontal. But what I'm going to do is I have the grid on my settings on my camera that shows the rule of thirds. So what I'm going to do is just film things a little bit wider, so that way I can crop to vertical, which is a benefit of running 4K or higher, is that I can crop in and still have vertical videos for Instagram and stuff like that. But these videos today are primarily for the Haxenhunt YouTube. So just something to keep in mind. Always have an idea or a plan of what you're trying to accomplish with your videos. All right, so this is gonna be the start of the video. I gotta do my intro for the video. I have focus peaking set on this A7 III. The downfall about this A7 III, screen not being able to articulate out. I can't really see if I'm ideally in position and focus and stuff like that. So it makes it a little more difficult. But like I said, I wanted my A7S III to be able to do the 4K 120. So that is set up to catch the shots actually flying down range. So that's kind of what we're working with here. But just giving you an idea of the setup here. I got the target set at 20, so we're gonna jump into it. All right, don't be afraid to check your work, essentially. So I just recorded the intro. I want to make sure audio works, make sure you don't sound like a goofball, unless that's what you're going for. But yeah, and I just take a brief yep, so lighting looks good, sound sounds good, and I'm aligned just fine and I'm in focus. So check your work, because it sucks getting home and trying to fix things in post that are pretty much unfixable. Okay, so Little fun fact. I'm not perfect. So, yeah, battery's dead. Make sure your batteries are charged. I've been doing a lot of filming and stuff, recording stuff for mountain ops and whatnot. So, and I do not think that I have extra batteries because they're all on the charger. So, yeah, just not prepared. So, good job on that one. But you get the idea. All right, so in my case with this video, like I said, wasn't really prepared. I needed some more batteries and get some more time out here. Plus it's 30 degrees and my fingers are cold. Something to really nail down is your exposure when you're filming these, especially if you're going to break it into multiple days. I have a couple parameters that I run each of my individual cameras at, and that's come through trial and error. So whatever your camera's set at, whether it's S-Log2, S-Log3, Cine 4, whatever you're running with your camera, obviously these are Sony's, but whatever you're running, you're gotta have to trial and error to find out the exact exposure that you like for your style of videos. So that way, if you gotta break your films into multiple days, you can make sure that you're exposing the cameras equally across the different days. So that way, when you're in post, it's not a headache trying to get all the lighting and everything to look smooth and clean and equal in that. So the last little tip, just make sure your exposure's dialed in, make sure everything's charged, make sure you double, triple check your work so that way you don't have to try to come back and refilm stuff you've already filmed. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this is a helpful video. I know when I was trying to learn, there's a lot of times where I just want hunting and outdoor specific filming videos. So we're going to pump out a couple more of these, and hopefully you guys like them, and hopefully they're helpful.